Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that jam, and welcome to this video where I'm using the Wren & Cuff Smallfoot Caprid in a chain with several other effects to get a David Gilmour inspired tone. The reason we did this video, it's not just a casual jam. I mean, it is a casual jam and kind of for fun, but many of you may have seen I did a full demo of the Wren & Cuff Smallfoot Caprid. It's their new, more pedal board friendly size, legendary distortion. This is based off of the famous Ram's Head Big Muff. They have the big one that many people know. This was their newer one that's, is just your typical pedal board size pedal, so it fits in a little bit better. Some of the components are different just because it's smaller and they can only fit so much in there, but it's essentially the same pedal. Great fuzz distortion. Great for some David Gilmour inspired tones. After doing that first demo, the second half was David Gilmour inspired of that demo. After doing that demo, I was emailing with Wren & Cuff, and we decided we both really liked that second half in particular that was David Gilmour inspired and wanted to go a little further into that territory. But of course, one of the issues with going for a David Gilmour inspired tone is he rarely used just one effect. He frequently had other things going on. By the way, the reason I keep harping on the word inspired is because David Gilmour is certainly one of those artists where people get very particular about getting the tone right. I'm a huge David Gilmour fan, not only as a guitar player, but as a songwriter. His music is just really speaks to me and reaches me. And however, I try and keep it at an inspired by distance because I want to incorporate the inspiration into my own playing without just trying to copy. If you are going for an exact David Gilmour tone, check out Gilmourish. He is a wealth of information, knows way more about getting the exact tones. In fact, frequently, if I need to do anything Gilmour related, I go and research his website. So check that out if you really want an exact tone. Again, this is an inspired by tone. So keep that in mind. It doesn't need to be exact. I'm not going for the tone of an exact song, just kind of a culmination of a bunch of things that I hear tuned to my ear. So, without further ado, I want to talk about some of the other effects that I used. You heard the rest of the effects together at the beginning before I clicked on this bad boy. Here's some of the other effects. Next, we had one of the crown jewels of my gear collection. And you're going to say, okay, Jack, well, that's a Keeley 2-knob compressor. I know that pedal. It's, sure, it's a great pedal, but why is that a crown jewel? Because, you ask, this is serial number 40,000, the last of the regular production run. I actually had them send me a second backplate, however, because I wanted to use it. I'm not a collector. I use gear. It's got dings on it and things. I keep the backplate, the signed backplate with serial number 40,000 in a safe location. But this was the last made of the production run of the famous Keeley 2-knob compressor. They've done limited edition runs after that, but this was the last of the regular run before they phased it out. Phased it? Guitar jokes. Immediately after the Smallfoot Caprid, I was running the McCaffrey audio Run Rabbit Run Univibe. This was what I used to add dimension. Dave Gilmour frequently used some type of modulation effect to varying degrees, sometimes with fuzz, sometimes clean, all kinds of different modulation effects in all kinds of different applications that you could possibly imagine. I kept this on pretty low just to add some dimension to the tone, some of that modulated dimension. And I like the results. I think it was a really cool texture sort of sound when you set it low. Of course, it can be a really powerful effect when you set it high, and this one can do all kinds of crazy stuff, which I will save for another video. And last, but certainly not least, in fact, you could argue last but most, because it is so big, the Carl Martin Echotone, fantastic delay pedal, has just the right amount of warm analog warble on the notes, on the delays. If you're going for any kind of David Gilmour tone that's inspired by having an echo on your board is going to be an essential. He was one of the, you could argue, one of the pioneers of using delay to real effect. And so I really like having some delay on when I'm going for that ethereal Dave Gilmour tone. Love this pedal. Works great with other pedals. So that's the chain. I hope you like this video. I hope it gives you some idea of how some of these pedals can sit together, again, for an inspired by tone. Feel free to leave in the comments what pedals you guys like to use for a David Gilmour inspired tone, and we'll see you next time. Thank you very much.